Meeting to order. Roll call. Deanna. Here. Judy.
Here.
Thea.
Here.
Sharon.
Here.
Josh.
Here.
Daryl.
Yes, sir.
Janet.
Here.
Tyler. What?
Counted in a present for, sir.
Okay, I just have a couple of comments. I got a call from WAM today, and Tim happened to be there. And it was about the Wyoming State News article. I'm going to let Tim explain that at a later point in the meeting. It's pretty detailed, but I'll let him explain it. And that's about all I have right now. Approval of agenda for July 10th, 25. Do I have?
Mayor, I've got a couple things that I'd like to add to the agenda, if I may. For consideration, we've got our WAMCAT membership for the fiscal year 25-26. We need to get it filled out and get it sent in. It's good from July 1st to June 30th. So as you all know, whoever the clerk is, the clerk really needs to go to the WAMCAT meetings. They're very beneficial to helping out what goes on. That membership is 75. Oops, I just asked them to put this on the agenda. May I put the WAMCAT deal on the agenda?
Yes.
And another thing is, I would like to put on the agenda the community fund account.
Okay.
And last but not least, I would like to put on the agenda to the water pump for the
We'll put that under new business 1, 2, and 3. Any others? Do I have a motion to accept the agenda as amended?
I make a motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Approval of minutes for June 12th.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the minutes for June 12, 2025.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, pay bills.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and pay the bills.
Do I have,
Oh, sorry. I'm taking notes really quick, so we have minutes. My bad. I did a question, a concern about this one. So, and I'm gonna refer to you real quick because it does have to do with the keepers. I'm not sure. So it has to do with what we talked about a couple of things ago, the Microsoft 365.
yeah,
And that's not the date that she allegedly paid for it. That's from last month. So this was bought last month, not April. Like she claimed to have paid for it.
Wasn't one of them Microsoft Office and the other one was,
It was the one, and she got reimbursed for it.
The 365, wasn't it?
And this is off her town credit card, and it was paid June 14th, whereas the original thing that we talked about with her was April 17th. So my concern is we did reimburse her for that, and then she paid for this when she was talked to. That's my concern. with that bill. If there's no receipt with it, there's a note on there that needs a receipt. So,
Okay, is that it? That's the only one, ain't it?
yes, that's the only one.
Can
And that's sorry, no, I was gonna say that's the only one with a note on it, I think, about, well, actually, it looks like all of the credit cards, they were all kind of grouped together under that they all need receipts.
Oh, there was one that she wanted me to ask about it. Let me look at that while we're at it.
So I don't feel, with her saying these need receipts, I'm not comfortable with moving or paying the credit card.
Yeah, she did, these weren't supposed to be in the pay bills pile.
Oh, great, there's that.
They weren't supposed to be in there.
Can I ask-
Go ahead.
Can I ask something else? I don't like what we're doing here. How can I approve the bills when I've never seen them? And we wanna stay on top of this with this audit, I'm sorry, and either we get here early, because they can, by the time you approve it, they're not even over to here, and I don't know if I'm wrong or right.
No,
You're
you're,
100%.
No, I agree.
you're
I agree with you,
right.
Judy.
If the meetings are starting at 6:30, maybe we better get in here
At
at 6
5:30.
o'clock or 5:30.
Enough,
or
because it
whatever.
takes a while to go
Yeah.
through those.
Yeah, and that way we can talk about these kind of things that
Yes.
maybe we talked about in an executive session where I'm not sure we can talk about it out loud.
Well, that's just what
No, I agree.
I agree
I
with.
mean, there's not much we can do about it tonight.
No.
honestly, but-
So what's everybody try to plan on showing up between 5:30 and 5:45?
Well, I think not plan on be here.
Yes,
And get through it.
that'd
Okay.
be good, I think.
Do we have to make a motion or,
No, that's personal preference.
okay,
If you wanna be here and see the bills and what they are, just come in early.
okay, well, I think we need to keep on
We-
top of
we
all
do.
this, okay.
We do.
Okay. Let's hang on out there.
Oh, you're right.
Because here we did it on the 16th,
Right,
we
'cause it
didn't
was-
do it on the 12th.
It was delayed.
Mhm.
That was that. I just want everybody to know the agenda was written up by me last second because nobody was in the office. So it should say approval of minutes for June 16th because last month's meeting was delayed. So just so everybody knows, that was my mistake, and it is supposed to say 16th.
We can't let that happen anymore.
Shame on me. But I do have the next regular meeting date on here properly because Judy told me I had it wrong too. So.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so.
Yes.
One of the questions Sandy was asking was, what is on your credit card the Amazon Marketplace? Amazon.com bill, $118.50.
Yeah, if she wants to just email me with those, or scan them and send them to me, I can get all the receipts for her.
Yeah, because she's asking for receipts too.
Yeah, so if she wants to just scan those and send them to me, I can get her the receipts ahead of time. I try to send them to her, but sometimes I don't get a receipt until the thing actually shows up, and then sometimes I forget.
Okay,
So if she just wants to let me know, I'm happy to go through and get receipts for everything.
Cause we need to keep up on all this stuff, I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
And anytime Janet, you get a receipt, try to get it to her, and those that she's missing, she can talk to you about them.
yeah, she reminded me to remind everybody that charges anything that, like the mayor told us last time, is you don't bring in a receipt, you owe the bill. So she is gonna be very stickler on that. Yeah.
And I thought I'd send her all the receipts.
Okay,
I will say that she does get flooded with emails from the town because there are several emails that are just straight being forwarded straight to her. Like there is no chill and there's no vetting through it and it's just everything is going to her. So she's getting swarmed with a lot of stuff. So hopefully,
And how has that happened?
because there's 3 emails the town has
We're
currently.
going to cut down,
Sending them to her
Mhm.
automatically?
Yeah, Michelle said it to just forward everything that comes to those emails straight to Sandy, so,
and we're going to cut that down to one email, there's no sense in.
yeah, so.
How long will it take to get that cut down?
Not long, honestly, if I came in here and did it, it would take a few hours, because there's a lot of things you gotta go through and individually change a lot of these settings on these websites. But if it's just spam, then
Right,
gonna
okay.
block it, and then the emails will be deactivated. The ones that we're not keeping, there should only be 2 emails. One's gonna be used for the clerk, or for the bookkeeper only, from the town bookkeeper only, and then one's gonna be one that everything else will be going through. It'll be the contact point to the clerk, from people in the town, or nothing financial related, because Sandy handles all financials, and so we're trying to separate these things into a manageable existence. 'Cause right now it's not.
And you're gonna get that done yesterday?
Yes, yes.
So did we have anything more on the bills, or are you still?
Oh, I did wanna mention something about the bills, sorry. So Sandy did not get any of the bills until yesterday. I took her a giant stack of bills, about 3 weeks worth of bills that were not taken to her. So she just got them yesterday. A lot of these bills, she doesn't have checks ready to go for yet.
And that's fine if she's
Right.
got the bills done, but the checks, we can.
Right. Cause I literally took a folder, probably all of this, and some, in to her yesterday.
And if whoever's getting that ready, if they have it ready once a week, I'll take everything in once a week. Because I'm in Whirling darn near every day. So, whoever,
It'll be Thea right now until
Yeah.
we go away.
And in that same vein, if you paid a water bill in the past 3 weeks or so, she just got all payments yesterday along with those bills, cause they were sitting over there. So I do apologize for anybody who has delayed in their bills being paid, like, hey, I wrote a check, what the heck is going on? That's what's going on.
If we have a problem with our water bill, do we need to go talk to her? Cause it's messed up on mine and I want to straighten it out. I want 3 separate bills.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to talk to her, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and she did let me know that, and it should have been already done, because she's said this before, that her contact information should be available for everybody if you wanna get up with her. So I will make sure that that is posted somewhere where people can see it, nice and clear, her email, and the phone number you can reach her at.
let's
And if you-
post that on the water bills, that way they
Oh,
can't
that'd be
say
good.
they don't have it.
Well, that if they don't get their water bill,
Yeah,
in time, which is not Sandy's fault at this point, because they are going from Moreland to here. Ours try to get forwarded. I don't know what Moreland's doing, but so basically, same thing that's been happening since we've started trying to unravel everything. It's still messy, and it's still a lot that we're trying to work through and get where we're supposed to be at. So messy. So.
Well, and names need to be removed and some probably put on and whatever, so.
Uh-oh, let this go.
so is there any other questions on the bills?
No, but are we gonna go ahead and approve them, even though we haven't gone through them, or do we wanna push that off till the end and we can sit and go through them more?
I went through them when I was at Sandy's, so if you guys need to go through them, that's fine. Whatever you guys wanna do, cause I've been through them already.
Does anybody have any concerns about which bills need to be paid? For sure, and make sure that they're in there.
Jerry's bill and bill for the judges.
Now, did you say there's gonna be a list printed up of all the bills? Like they used to do, every bill will be put on and what it's for, like they used to do?
I don't know.
Like Basin puts in their paper every check and every number for the month, each month.
Oh.
We used to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
What are these? Wait,
But it'd almost be easier to have it printed up and you could see what it is. Because we don't sign checks anymore, do we? Or how, I can't remember how that went.
One person signs with Sandy.
yeah, we
Okay.
all have to,
2 people have gotta sign the invoices.
oh, this is payroll.
Okay.
Um,
So She's got those all in categories.
I saw that, very handy. Although. Okay, I think these are the current bills. Which ones? Sorry, Janet, which ones?
The one for Judge Burns and the one for Jared Williams. And then if there's a check in there or payment for Gerald for reimbursement for the laptop computer.
I think I saw something for Daryl's reimbursement, or that might have been, I'll look real quick.
I didn't.
A laptop computer.
Yeah, that was for the police car? Yes, that was something that.
Daryl had a computer, we needed one for one of the cars, and he sold it to us at market value.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we voted on it.
That's been 3 months ago or so.
Yeah.
Alright, here's Williams and Judge Burns. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, do we wanna approve these?
I would go ahead and make a motion to approve with the exception of the one that's in question.
Of Michelle's. So do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I guess I'll say aye.
Well, I'll go with them this time, but next time from now on, I trust.
Yeah.
So from now on, we'll be here early
Yes.
and everybody go through them.
Right.
Okay, clerk. Michelle's not here. Thea, you wanna give the report or whatever?
Sure, I'll go ahead and just read what's in here, but I do wanna note that, probably we'll get with Sandy for future things, concerning this, and have Sandy try to give us a report to read, because these are just balances that the bank is showing, which does not reflect anything that's came out or gone in. So as of whatever date, I guess today, that, Michelle printed this out, we have $60,507.38 in the general account, $1,739.60 in the police account, $35,544.54 in the community account, $44,623.99 in the municipal court account, and $43,158.85 in the enterprise account. And that's pretty much
Okay.
all she's got in here.
We were talking a little bit about maybe having Sandy show up at the meetings. It's gonna cost a little bit of money, but I think we probably better get her to come and that way she can answer the questions.
Well, she's gonna give us balance sheets and everything
Profit,
else,
loss, and all
profit and
that.
loss and all that
Yeah.
starting next month, so.
Yeah, something, so, because, I mean, like I said, this is like if you were to write a bunch of checks and then go right to your bank account and look at it and like, oh, I got $300, and you just wrote $200 for the checks. They don't. So it's not an accurate representation,
So
and for transparency at this point in our entire existence, and transparency is very important.
No, the council isn't even on.
Anyway, we'll invite Sandy to our meetings. Okay, Janet, court.
So you guys have our earnings report, and my report in front of you. For June, the court received payments totaling $38,137. You can see how many citations have been written so far this year by month and the payments. We did have to move court for July, to accommodate the judge's schedule, so it's rescheduled to Thursday, July 24th at 9 AM. And there's no bench trial scheduled, we have some calls, so, Thea, if you're gonna be in the office that day, you should probably just plan on getting here about 10, we should be done by 10:30.
Okay,
And I can just text you, when it looks like we're close.
okay, sounds good.
Joint powers, Dennis isn't here, police, Chief Newman.
Nothing really new. Traffic is up a lot, so everybody just keep an eye out because they're going too fast. So be aware of that. They are going to be chip sealing on the 16th to the 22nd. They are coming through here. Don't know which day. They asked me not to have people park alongside the road if we can on the streets.
Are they coming through here?
Yep, they will be chip sealed.
Oh, they
too.
didn't put oil down here, I thought they were just going over there.
So they put the oil on the sides. They didn't put oil on the sides here.
Yeah,
I
right,
don't know
that's
why.
why I didn't think they were coming through.
They said, the last thing I knew, they were coming through.
Oh,
So, just for you, everybody knows.
What was
The
that date?
update I have.
What was
But,
that date range?
Through the 20th.
so they're starting on the 16th, and the sign says the 16th to the 22nd. I have no idea
Okay.
when they're coming in here,
Okay.
but it's supposed to be that. They just asked me to see if we can keep the vehicles off the road or from parking in front of the houses and stuff. So, that's all we have.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Pam, maintenance.
No, I guess we can get into that part of it right now. I brought up the water pump. We had a water pump go down yesterday. We need a new water pump to keep our green belts and everything green. I finally found one that a company had in stock today. I had to get flow reports on it to make sure it was gonna fit our application, so I gotta send that in tomorrow. But we're looking at about $3,800 on that pump, guys. So I wanted to get approval before I ordered it, because we gotta have it, so bottom line. Howard and I started doing filters Monday. We hope to wrap filters up by the end of next week. We will have all those to Thea on a data sheet for you to enter everything. We did get to use our new backhoe twice. We had to dig up 2 water line leaks, which saved us a bunch of money, a bunch of time. Other than that, that's about all we got going right now. Just staying busy with everything's gotta be done. Oh,
We got one leak in the main part that we need to dig up.
that's correct. We do have a hydrant that, we need to replace that hydrant. There's well one up from the ground. And the stem in there has got a leather deal on the bottom of it, and you can't replace them because they're old, so we're just gonna have to put a brand new fire hydrant, water hydrant in there. We got a lake over there, it's half as big as this room. So anyhow, that's all I got.
Joint powers got their leaks fixed.
I believe they did get theirs fixed, yes. But do we wanna, I've got it on the agenda for the pump, so we'll talk about that when we get to that point. That's all I've got, Mr. Mayor.
Sewer filters. Are they getting done?
Yeah, we'll have those done by the end of next week.
And is there any that we should pull and leave out? Yes.
That we should pull and leave out,
Yeah,
meaning I'm not following what you mean.
for non-payment.
Oh, absolutely.
So we probably, the council probably should know what's going on there. What we've got a bunch of non-payment on water, and their sewer is connected with that. So we shut their water off, but they can carry water and still use their toilets and flush the toilets, so we're still paying to maintain their sewer. What we can do is we can pull their filters out, and then if they use their sewer, it's going to back up. So it would be advisable they don't use it, but that's the only way we've got to control people that's non-payment on sewer to keep them from using it.
So what
Well,
happens if they use it when you do that? It's gonna be where?
in their house,
In their house.
Oh, it'll stay in their house?
Basically, they put a stopper on it and then it doesn't go anywhere but back.
Is that even legal?
But I just wanted the council to be aware that we need to start doing that. Do I need a motion on that?
no.
So we're going to start pulling the filters that they clean, so they can't use their sewer until they pay their bill. Where are we?
Mr.
John,
Mayor?
Yes,
Can I say something? This is kind of a sore subject, I think, when you're going to sewer and water. What happened over here with Helen? I'm sorry. How did that all come out? Because it's supposed to be legal by, how is that hooked up legally by the state? Because we discussed that, and I'd like to know if it's all legal now, because you told them that by the state it had to be done right. And I was just wondering how that all turned out. Cause isn't she supposed to have a separate water bill? And, because it's another home on that, and it should be two connections, isn't that how that's stated?
Well-
I mean, I'm just trying to be legal here and
Yes.
know how it's going.
yes and no. I made kind of a deal with Helen that since it's, a fifth wheel trailer and there's not much water going through it, and I haven't got back, but I suggested maybe, since it's being used so little, that maybe $50 onto the bill for having the.
I mean, I'm not trying to bring up and cause anything, but isn't like a hose hooked into that, it could get stuff in it and it could cause problems with the water? I mean, I just want it to be
Yeah.
legal because there's so much going on right now. I don't wanna get in trouble with the state.
It's very doubtful on the sewer and the way it is that it would cause any backflow there.
But there's a sewer going out and a water going out and coming in.
Yeah, but they're not tied together.
The water and sewer aren't.
Yeah.
How does it go in then? How is it hooked up? What's it hooked up to? I mean, I just want to know how
The
this is
water would
going.
be connected to the inlet on the water, just like on any trailer. The sewer is hooked up on the sewer discharge, like it is on any trailer house or anything like that. In that scenario, there is basically no way to get a cross contamination unless you stick your hose down in the septic tank and we have a leak downstream and it sucks the sewer out through the hose into the water line, but that's very, very unlikely. And most of them meter pits have a backflow preventer valve on them.
But what I'm getting at, I have taps that I have to pay at least $91.50 a month for them, and nothing's going through them. That's where I think it's unfair. I mean, I've got two of them I'm paying taps with nothing in them. Sure.
So the way that the water is hooked up is it goes through our house,
Mm-hmm.
comes from our tap, and goes to the camper. And since it's the same individual moving out, we're not adding people, we're
Mhm.
moving a person. It's basically like adding another bedroom and another bathroom onto our house. No extra water is being used. We had a leak, so whatever leaves extra water, we'll fix it. But,
Don't tell me about leaks, we had water.
but the water is currently hooked up through a water hose that comes off of our house. The plumbing is connected to our sewer, to our septic tank, and it was done by someone who is licensed to do sewer lines, well, piping. And it's all, nothing was, the septic tank itself was not tampered with, and the septic tank, or nothing with the town sewer lines were messed with. It was all on our side of the septic tank, and it was done by a licensed pipe fitter, and it was, it's all connected to code.
Okay,
To-
I'm fine, I just wanted to make sure that it was all,
Yes.
For in the future use, really, that's illegal. Any time you're not adding any water usage or anything to it, but what you're doing is you're putting an extra tap into it. That would, for instance, can I hook my sewer up to Tim's that wouldn't be adding anything to it and get rid of my sewer bill? So, we gotta watch it for in the future, because it's going to come back and it will bite us in the butt big time.
And that's for everybody, this is.
I mean, I'm not-
nothing that was- I don't think Judy's doing this, I think you had questions.
yeah, I just wanted to know to make sure, you know, because like I say, I'm just worried about, I don't wanna be.
So for now, the water is the garden hose. What is your plan before winter? Is she gonna live in the camper all
Yes.
winter? So what's your plan for to make sure that the water doesn't freeze?
Well, we will get a memorized,
Okay,
setup for.
okay.
But as far as connecting to our septic tank, we were informed last year when we had issues with our septic tank that everything, past that septic tank is our responsibility. And we are not adding a whole new house, which would be the case if you were to hook up to Tim's. That would be a whole other family adding to one sewer. This is one person moving out of one place and moving to another. So I'm personally, not sure how that would equate. However, if there are, like I said before when this was brought up, that, if there is an issue citation, not a citation, but, the statute or the law or whatever that it is violating, that if we could get that in writing and to us, then we can correct the issue, because we also don't wanna break the law.
Okay.
But we would like to know exactly what violation has occurred so that we can correct it.
I don't know, it used to be in our ordinance that it was in, I haven't even looked at it because this hasn't even crossed my mind for a long time, but we used to have a deal in the ordinance, and of course, all that's been changed, so I don't know if, without looking, I don't know what's in there, what's not, but it used to be, like, let's say, for example, I moved in, a fifth wheel, and it said in that ordinance that one household, or one property, one dwelling per septic tank and per water. So I don't know if that's still in there or not, and, you know, I haven't paid any attention to it, so that would be the only thing that, and I'm sure it's probably not in there anymore, but, it used to say that in the ordinance book, and it used to say something in the ordinance book that, and I don't know if this is state or if it's, was our ordinances, but tampering with, any town utilities, I forget what house worded the other, there used to be something like that too, but right now I understand where you're coming from, so.
The only thing I ever come up with is through, different municipalities and, I don't know if it was DEQ or whoever I talked to, but they said you're falling on a fine line of stealing utilities by putting another house through a septic tank. Normally, you've got to get permission to do that.
I have a question.
And even if it's not in the ordinance, it's stated that way. That it could be, but, yeah.
You're setting a precedent right now. So what's gonna stop somebody from
bringing in a fifth wheel, tapping into their system, pay the $50 and rent it out. You've already set the precedent.
Yeah.
Well, if we go with adding $50 to the bills, then that covers that. It's not necessarily, like you guys said, if you charge an extra 50 to Helen for having a camper.
So I could put
On
4
top of
fifth
it.
wheels into my septic line?
Hang on, Howard.
I mean,
It's something we're going to talk about,
and that's why I'm very big on making sure that, I mean, because I would love it in writing, and I'm not saying that to be difficult, but
right,
having it to look at, that way we all know, and I know, and that, because if it does turn out that, the way that it is done was not legal, we can have it returned to its former state. It's not, I mean, I'm not saying that to be like, I gotcha, I mean, I'm not gonna go on, this is what we think, because, you know, there's laws and there's rules, and I'm all for following them, and I'm happy to do so. I just need to see it.
yeah.
And
Okay,
so that's my only thing, and so if anyone does find something,
Here's something right here for you to read.
is this for the public sewer or apparatus thereof? That would be for public sewer systems for the town, not private septic things.
I think this is something that we do need to think about. I think we bit it in the bud enough times tonight. Let's everybody think about it and see what we want to do and go from there. Is that fair? Okay, let's move on. Where were we? Job descriptions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, job descriptions. I'll look out, because it looks like you're missing. There's this, and then there's the two, there's no one, but it's okay, I'll look at it when I go. Yes, job descriptions, alright, so, last meeting, I think, well, I don't remember what it was, the last, first special meeting we had after the last original meeting, yes. I gave everybody at the exhibit a copy of the job descriptions that were found in the in the office, not the post office, in the office. I read through them, and personally, I don't see anything that really needs to change. We probably need to adjust the town clerk / treasurer / court clerk position to be separate entities. Which I think would be beneficial when we go to do the court clerk write-up, to maybe have Janet write it, because she's been court clerk successfully for several years. So she would know better than anyone what kind of responsibilities and knowledge you would need to be able to do that job.
The court one you're talking about.
Yes, it's
Okay.
the court clerk, that's so hard to say. And then, I mean, a lot of these positions we don't really necessarily have, but, like seasonal maintenance worker, we have done that, the town's done that in the past, but like, you know, it usually just ends up being just the lead maintenance technician. And then we have one in here, it's called assistant clerk. I'm not sure, it seems like it would be a really good, outline for just the plain clerk, because the other one is town clerk, treasurer, you know, like I said, it's 3 in 1. And since we are going to just a clerk, this would probably be something that's good to look at and adjust, because it does reference helping the town treasurer clerk, but at that point it would be bookkeeper. And then maybe have one for the treasurer if we ever come back and have a clerk treasurer. But otherwise, I think they sound good. We have one in here that's for, custodial work too, which personally I think we could just mix in with the clerk because they can vacuum. It's okay. Yeah, and so overall, I think what we have is really, really good guidelines. And if we could, personally, I mean, you guys, obviously, you have any notes or whatever on changes you thought would be good.
I've read them and I'm with you. I thought everything was pretty good except that clerk treasurer, and of course, I don't think we'll ever have a clerk treasurer again, not after the last one.
Yeah. And my thing is, if everyone's read through them, and they're good with it and would like to move forward, I would not mind going through and just typing something up as a mock for the town clerk and then getting with Janet about the clerk position, and then bringing it to the next meeting to look at and approve them, and then we have them in the office. So you have them for when we go to advertise for those jobs. Those are these mainly are for.
Absolutely.
And that's where I'm at with this, is if anyone has any notes, we can adjust, and if not, then, the next step would be to,
Now, some of this physical duties under the hired assistant, does that pertain to just like, if we're just having a clerk to just have, because it says something about deposits received, town funds in appropriate accounts, they aren't gonna mess with that.
right, yeah,
So
I
that
mean,
doesn't apply.
right, and that would be something that would be, one of the things that would be adjusted, because the town
Right.
clerk, treasurer, court clerk, and the assistant clerk positions would be the ones that are being focused on the most, because that's pretty much the main job here.
And there's another thing, municipal court deputy clerk, that shouldn't be in this
Oh,
either.
right, yeah, I'm not sure what that is. But, yeah, so mainly the clerk, anything with a clerk connected to it would be the things that would be focused on. Because the maintenance actually has like 5 pages of stuff.
Yeah, there's some other stuff in here that needs to be taken out, like in
Right.
these major tasks and stuff.
Yeah, but the main thing is, if no one has anything they would like to specific, well, if you have anything specific you think should come out, that would be what we would discuss.
But I think if you take it and get it all cleaned up, like you said you was
And
gonna
then
do
let
it
us
and
look at it.
propose it,
Okay.
and then we'd pass it and put it in the.
Okay.
Act.
Okay, employee manual,
Same basic thing as what was going on with the job, descriptions. Everybody got a copy of the policy and procedure manual that we found in the office. It looks nice. It actually has an at-will employment statement, which all employees should be signing, which we hire someone to sign this, and then it goes to Sandy to put into their employee folder, which a lot of employees have very little in their employee folder right now. And if anybody's interested in knowing what this is, we don't have very many copies, obviously, we just found it, a month ago.
But this was here before, because I
It was,
had
yes.
I
This
had a
was-
copy of
this
it
has
from the
been
last,
here. We
yes.
found it though, it was
Yeah.
hiding on the shelf. So we found it and it's really good. It does, the only thing that I think, I actually made some notes here, but I'm a smart person and did not put a tab on it. So, but I did note in here that some things should probably be changed because it's very unlikely. The pay schedule, I think Sandy's also mentioned this, that maybe we'll talk to her about at a later date, about having the payday change instead of the first of the month, because that's rough.
Right.
But that's something else.
And add vaping to smoking policy.
Yes,
I
honestly,
mean, that's just anything.
Vaping is legal in all
yeah.
public buildings.
It is?
If we can make it that way.
No.
The big thing I thought was,
Than smoking.
the big thing I thought needed to be changed as a solid thing was the work hours. I don't think we're ever probably gonna have a clerk that works
40.
full-time, 40 hours a week. Ever.
Nope.
So I would suggest that get updated to probably part-time.
Yeah, just part-time,
Yeah.
whatever the council
Up
decides.
to X amount, and then, there were some grammatical errors, but you check it up I think that was it. There was some things in here that I was not sure if we should bother keeping. It talks about employee records and what should be kept over here, which I'm not sure Sandy would need those, because they're not financial records.
Right.
So it would all be a master file and a HIPAA file kept here in the clerk's office, and those are confidential.
And then salary increases need to be more specific. too.
Yes, they are very, yeah, I have job postings circled with a big question mark. And pre-employment testing, it does say in here that all successful applicants for the position, for a position in Manderson would be required to do drug and alcohol testing prior to their employment, and as far as I know, that's not being done. So, do we wanna keep it, or do we wanna just say it's at our discretion to do that if we suspect you?
It should be at our discretion.
Okay. So it would be taken out as a pre-employment
Yeah.
requirement. Okay. Background checks and everything, I did put a question mark and just to point up to the pre-employment part. References and background checks. Do we want to require that? I think it's a good idea, but I know that they also cost, so.
Well, another.
References don't, but
Oh, okay, there is a difference, yeah. Well, references, you don't get anything anymore. They can't tell you nothing.
yeah, or you have to call them their aunt or something.
Yeah.
I think background checks for clerks and,
Yeah, okay,
I think that's very important.
okay.
Maintenance guys, you're just gonna get a bunch of thugs like Howard and I, so.
Still need to do a background check.
Yeah, you don't need to do it, everybody knows what we are.
And it does say in here
We can just go
that
around
for
and check
normal
on them.
employees, that under the employee benefits, I did wanna note to everybody that, it basically says that we don't offer COBRA, life insurance, medical insurance, retirement savings plan, or, and then it did say travel expenses can be reimbursed for reasonable, that's in here. Workers' compensation, and it does state that we do offer that, so that seems pretty up to date.
Yeah, cut and dry, yeah.
Yeah. Holidays and vacations, it even has a list of holidays that the town is not operating, so that's very handy. But it does not have Juneteenth in here,
You
which
don't
is
need to be.
It don't need to be
barely,
there.
well, I was gonna say, because post office is closed and it is a national, so I wasn't sure if we wanted to add it as well. So personally, it's whatever to me and I don't care. But I wanted to bring that up because it's a holiday that the federal government does recognize at our discretion.
Right.
I think they're trying to do away with that though.
They just started it.
But we have to.
And then sick leave, there's a big giant thing in here about sick leave, did everybody read that?
And I don't think that the sick leave needs to be in there, cause we won't,
Because we're not
none of
gonna
ours are full-time
have-
employees, they're
right.
seasonal, so.
Same goes for the vacation, there's 1 to 2 years, 2 to 5 years, 6 to, it's got a whole thing, I'm like, who's working here for 26 years, that's wild. Wow. But it does have it in here that if you work for the town 1 month to 2 years, you're eligible for a paid vacation of 1 working day per month.
And that needs to be taken out.
I think
because
it's a
again,
little behind.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
all,
everybody can just not work for the next
Yeah.
year.
it's all seasonal work other than their cup shop.
Okay. And I do wanna know, does this affect current employees? Like what, like, and it's like, because no one's looked at this, like how. Okay, so once we implement the new manual, we would have to get everybody who is a town employee to get the manual, look through it, read it, and agree to it. And then that information would need to be saved in an employee file in the office, where it will stay forever, or however long we keep it.
Amen.
And then Family Medical Leave Act, that's the FMLA. I think we are legally, federally required to offer that. I could be wrong, but I feel like
What's that?
the FMLA, the Family Medical Leave Act, that's a federal thing. Janet, do you know
What?
if we are legally required to offer family medical leave?
I don't know, that's a question for Jerry.
Okay, I'll let you know.
And again, I don't think so, seasonal work.
No, on part-time,
Okay.
as all as that's going to do is guarantee that you have a job to come back to. Part-time, it doesn't guarantee you pay.
Okay, alright, I just wanna make sure, cause obviously,
Yep, find out.
so for the FMLA, try to, I think Jerry has the email, I'll try to email Jerry.
That's what's in there.
And then at the end is the acknowledgement, the basic one that everybody gets when you start a job. I read the thing, I agree to the thing. There's my signature.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's very clear that it is at will because we're in Wyoming. They don't have to give 2 weeks notice, but we also don't have to. And they can be removed, they can quit or be fired for any reason, so, without being told what that reason is. So, that's the employee manual that we have.
And if you'll
Yes,
do the changes.
if everyone's good with the changes, or if you have any ones you would like to do.
Put dates on these books,
Yes, yes.
because none
That
of
way
this
you know,
stuff
like,
has
what
got
does this
dates
mean?
on them,
Yeah,
when they were
yeah, 'cause there's
formed
really
or.
no, oh, and there's also a thing in here about conflict of interest, and I think that still is relevant. And then the anti-discrimination, I kinda skipped over the stuff that was relevant, and basically, every employer ever has to, you know, we're not gonna tell you you can't work here because of certain reasons, so. So if that's, I'm gonna make it. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Alright, so if there's no changes that anyone wants to add, other than the ones that we discussed, then I can work on this.
You're done, proposal.
Okay. So-
Budget.
I'm almost done, guys, I promise. Alright, so for the budget, really just what I wanted to talk about was mainly to talk to everybody that came today, and who are watching at home later. Just to let you guys know, we did finish the budget. It is posted outside on the board here and at the post office. If you would like a copy, we can make you a copy. There's a small fee for the paper, because we have to pay for it, but, it's not much, I don't remember what it is, it's
But let
like,
me ask you this, we used to not charge for that kind of stuff, it probably should have been put out here anyway.
that's true, you know.
I'm sorry, but.
No, I agree, it's just last time I mentioned copies of stuff.
It depends on if it's something else.
Okay, never mind, scratch what I just said, if you want a copy, just say so and you'll get a copy. And you will see that this budget is itemized and it's super great, but, we do wanna note, I say we, but I haven't talked to anybody else. I wanna note that, we went through, Sandy did her absolute best to make us a budget that reflected as accurately as she could determine our needs, but because the books were messed up, we don't have a lot of actuals. Next year, we will have actuals because Sandy will be paying attention. So this is, throughout the year, we may have to call special meetings to amend, because that's what we have to do to change the budget, to amend the budget, to adjust it, so we can make the purchases we need to make, because we can't just move things. That's not how it's supposed to work.
It's gonna be done through resolution.
Yes, it has to be done with a meeting, so, and I know that, a lot of people in town do have bad tastes in their mouths when it comes to special meetings and us having to have the council having to have special meetings, and sometimes they really are required for us to make sure that what we're doing is legal. And special meetings are absolutely 100% public. The only thing about special meetings is that if you come, you cannot ask questions, and there's no engagement with audience. That's only for regular meetings. But you are welcome to come in, you can record, you can do whatever you want as long as it's not disruptive. But yes, so we have our budget done. It's been submitted, all good things. You are welcome to look at it. If you have questions, we will do our best to answer. If we can't answer, we will direct questions to Sandy. She might be able to help a little bit more with that. So that's the budget. If anybody has any questions, be happy to attempt to answer.
Okay, like I'm saying, some of that stuff, it's gotten lost in the past. And a lot of this used to be all out for the public to take, and that's why I brought that up, because basically that should have been out for them
Yes.
probably to take.
And I do have a copy up there on the counter. It's just one copy. I put it up there day before yesterday or whenever. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Because, I mean, just in case somebody came in and wanted to look at it. And I kind of was hoping Michelle would be here and put it out, but, so potentially at the next meeting, or maybe we'll print out a stack and have it here, so if anybody wants to come in on days that we're open, you can grab a copy, whatever you wanna do. Options we got. So, yes, our budget's done. If anybody wants to look over it and ask questions next meeting, or whenever you see somebody, feel free. But do please keep in mind that throughout the year, the fiscal year, which would be July to July, well, it would be July to the end of June, but, we may have to have special meetings to adjust. Because these are best guess estimates on what we would spend. Next year, we potentially won't have to make, as it will be much more precise, yes. So, please bear that in mind. If you see us over here, or you see, oh, another special meeting, we have to. So, that's what I want to talk about with the budget. I know that.
Tim, do you wanna take this point and explain what we talked with Wham about today?
Yeah, I can do that. The head of Wyoming Association of Municipalities called me after, because they were kind of derailed by the Freedom Caucus's deal that I don't know if any of you's read anything in Wyoming Cowboy, what's it called?
Cowboy State Daily.
Cowboy State Daily. But anyway, Wham kind of got backsided on it. The adjusters got backsided, not the adjusters, the auditors got backsided on it. I forget what her name is, Amy, or it starts with an A. But anyway, she got a hold of Wham, Wham got a hold of this, and basically what it's about, for those of you that didn't read it, they have subpoenaed this council to testify in front of the Senate, or to testify in front of the legislature in Cheyenne. That meeting will take place in October. What they're gonna try to do is, because the three towns that they reached in a hat and picked out of there is one district and 2 towns. Most of them are not close to Cheyenne, so they're gonna try to move it to the building in Casper to have the hearings done there. And basically what 2 legislatures from the Freedom Caucus done is, this wasn't even on their agenda for the special committee that had this meeting. So they went ahead and put it on there, and that's why Wham and everybody else got blindsided by it. What they're stating is, that basically the towns that have been audited are giving the middle finger to the state, which is an entity that supports these small towns in different districts. And they think that we've been slow walking it. Well, we've talked to the auditors, and the auditors are tickled to death with what we've done. We just got this letter on the final audit on May 28th. That's less than 2 months ago. And they think we're slow walking it. I mean, come on. It's like Wham said, Wham's talked to the auditors. The auditors said, Manderson, Bear, whatever the name of it is.
Big
Bear.
Big Bear.
Oh, Big Bear, is that what?
And the one that Corey Beers is involved in, that they've all worked 100% with the
It's
audit
Bear River.
office. They've done a great job with it.
Bear River,
Oh, my bad.
yeah.
So, I look forward to testifying in front of legislature, because, in fact, I'm putting a letter together for the Wyoming Cowboy Daily, or whatever it's called. And, Wham recommended that we do this is because nobody ever bites back. And it's time that we started biting back and telling the facts like they are. As you guys know, that sitting on this council is, I think that I'm with the auditors. I mean, we have moved forward on everything that they've asked for. I mean, it's like Thea said, we've got it all on video. We've talked about this, we've moved forward on it. So, you know, you got two legislatures. It was a 9-2 vote, but it's through the Wyoming Freedom Caucus, and I don't know if anybody knows or follows that, but, anyway, I'll drop that there. I think we respond back to it, to the news article and to the two senators. There's two senators out of, Laramie County that voted against it, and they were really upset with this. And in fact, the auditor, the head auditor, Thea, you know who that is, it's Ashley?
Alicia?
Alicia.
Was it Alicia? What's her name? Janet?
She wanted to send us flowers because she was so embarrassed over what these legislatures done, and I said, you might wanna send a case of 1.5 liters of black velvet, because we might need it before we're done with this. And Justin said, he said, well, I'll tell you what, that legislature probably do, or Ash, whatever her name is, would probably do it because she's so embarrassed over what the legislature done to her. But anyway, that's kind of the backside of that whole call today. WAM is definitely on top of this. They're trying to write legislation against this because the legislators are, the audit office is not a part of, I forget how Justin put it, but anyway, they're gonna write legislation on it and all that, so they're working on it, they're behind us 100% on this, and like I say, I think everybody on this council looks forward to.
So who are these subpoenas, Rod and all of us?
Yeah.
It didn't say that, it just said two, said the mayor and the clerk.
Oh, no, it said,
It said the mayor, clerk, and I think it said council.
where did I see that?
I do know that I read the article this morning, and I think it said that this was, this movement, this motion to subpoena, like they hadn't even sent out yet, was done like Wednesday? Or something like super
Yeah.
They're
recent,
just recent.
yeah, so.
Where did I see that?
But it's
Well,
like I told them, as I said, you know, the bottom line is you're trying to punish us for something that was thrown in our lap. And, you know, it's like Sandy said today, she said, you know, something that it took 4 years to mess up, and we're not gonna fix it in 3 months, we're not gonna fix it in 9 months. I mean, this is a process that's gonna take time to fix everything that's gotta be fixed for the last 4 years. So, you know, I just wanted the public to know this also, that this was dropped in our lap. It's got, the subpoenas has got nothing to do with us other than
We're current council.
we're current council, and I think that everybody's slow walking this deal and not getting it done at the speed of lightning, so. That's kind of why I wanted to put it for the public and let the public know what's going on.
And, you know, we have our minutes, we have our videos, I mean, we've been making progress, so I'm not worried, I don't think anybody up here is worried, because we are
I don't
making
wanna go to
progress.
jail and pay a fine. 6 months in jail.
That's if you don't answer this.
I know.
So, you know, I know we have a lot of issues, but this is not really one of them.
No.
They're really
We're
blasted.
actually doing something this time, so.
They called me at 10 o'clock last night, wanted me to make a comment, and I said, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, you were actually named in that article. You're the only one from the 3 places that have your name in there. Aren't you special?
It says later called for the subpoena of the mayors, clerks, I guess we're not, mayors, clerks, and treasurers is who it's
Oh, okay.
after, is what it says
Yeah, that
here.
was all I read.
Yeah,
Okay, so, but that does raise the question, will it be Michelle, or will it be Lisa, or will it be
Bugs,
Bugs?
Sandy?
Julie,
Yeah, whoever, or, yeah, so, but I guess that's something for them to work out, I don't know, but. Enjoy.
Okay, you done? WAMCAT.
Basically, I was talking about that before I should have, but it's a $75 annual membership. This is it right here. I think we need to go ahead and get it done. I would make a motion to get it done, or make a motion to open it up for discussion anyway.
oh, this is for the clerks, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just a network where the clerks can get together and compare information and help each other out if they're having problems.
Great
Do
organization.
you guys wanna look at this?
Yes.
Oh, I was like, why is it upside down? Because you're holding it upside down. That's my bad.
We've been a member for years.
Well, I think they should, even WAM is good for the councils too.
Now, we've been paid $75 for
each member?
everybody, or is that,
We've only got one member, we've only got one
okay,
clerk.
okay, I wasn't sure if everybody was, I don't know who's involved. Okay, cool. I mean, sounds good to me, I assume, since that's something that we've done before, it's reflected in the budget and all that good stuff, so I'm good with it.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve to pay WAMCAT the $75 for the new clerk.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Go ahead.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Community fund.
Basically, guys, on the, we at one point was carrying $65,000 in the community fund. And this is just my personal thought is, there's only one way that the town is ever gonna be able to get the equipment that we got like this year. And I would like to, keep the community fund intact and keep $2,000 in that fund at all times. And that's basically where we used to be, was 2,000. But I'd like to change that fund to be called the equipment fund, because if we don't get the equipment while we've got the deferments, then we're never gonna be able to, is it deferments or deferrals? Deferrals. That's what's bought us the equipment that we've got, and as you all know, our equipment's been very outdated. So, I would like to change that so we can use that, 4 times in need when we've got equipment needs. So
Is this equipment repair or equipment purchase?
equipment purchases. Well, and I think it's gotta be for repairs too, because, it's pretty damn tough with the money that we get from the state, to be able to do any of this kind of stuff. And thank God for our police department, because those deferrals are what's taking care of that, so.
Okay, so basically what you wanna do is take $2,000 from the community fund and create a new account for equipment purchase and repairs.
We don't have to create a new account, she'll just make a new chart of accounts that still says community fund, and change the community fund's name. And the community fund would remain the same, but with a maximum of 2,000, and change the other funds in the deferral fund to, equipment, new equipment and repairs. Because like we're gonna get into this here in the next little phase, is we got a pump going out that's gonna be $3,800. Well, that would be nice, because I hate to dip into our budget, our actual town budget, to make that deal, and that's got to be done. I mean, there's no way around it.
So repeat what you said about how that was. The community fund,
Community fund would be, what she would do is she would create a chart of accounts, what she's already got for the community fund, but the chart of accounts for the community fund would be at $2,000, that's what we carry at max. The rest of that money that's in the community fund would go to new equipment and repairs on equipment. Yeah, I don't think you're understanding what I.
no, because to me, it's all still in the same thing.
No.
So,
No, because the community fund was basically designed, and as you all know, everybody used to call it the party fund. It was for barbecues and,
okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, it just clicked.
Yeah.
Alright, so $2,000 would be set aside
For our barbecues,
just
picnics.
for the party fund.
Yeah.
That would be that, and then everything in excess of that $2,000 that would go into the community fund would be allocated to, equipment purchases and repairs.
Exactly.
Got it.
And, you know, what's our lawnmower? It's 26 years old.
It's old.
So how would that reflect? Because the community fund is, I'm concerned with, not really concerned, I'm just unsure how that would look when itemized out.
Well, you can't spend more than what's in I mean, if the deferrals, like this year, they're $23,000 and we get 25, I mean, you can't spend more than $25,000.
Right.
And of course, anything that's spent on new equipment's gotta be approved through the council anyway, so.
Right.
So do you just keep that fund at $2,000? If you take something out, then you take it out of the other and put it back in?
Exactly.
And keep it at 2,000 all the time? That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do.
So if we have a Labor Day barbecue for the town and it costs us $500, then we would take 500 out of the other fund and replace that with, to keep the community fund at even 2,000.
So in the chart of accounts, the main account would still be called community fund. And as a subgroup, sub-account to that main account, we would have the $2,000.
For
and then
equipment and repairs.
The $2,000 for the community events that if we wanted to hold Halloween parties, Christmas parties, social gatherings.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, see, I
And
got
then-
it backwards now.
Yeah, and then everything over $2,000 that we would get from deferrals would then be placed into a separate, not separate, but like a subheading for equipment purchases and repairs.
See, and I don't think we'd even need it, I think you just change it to, new equipment and repairs, and then have the community fund just keep their own, deal in the chart of accounts, so you're just basically you're keeping the community fund, but you're creating a new account, or a new chart of accounts for your deferral money.
I like the way she says it, it's a sub-account.
It's basically
I
the same thing.
understand it better.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing, and Sandy, of course, will set it up
Right.
appropriately, but
Right.
that's how it would function.
Exactly.
Okay, they're all together now. I think.
You gonna call for the
Any other
answer?
discussion? Do I have a motion to change the community fund as described?
Come on, tell us.
$2,000 for parties, the rest for equipment.
So moved.
I have a motion to, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Almost redundant.
Okay, now you get the pump.
All right, we went over it, but I'll just cover it again. We've gotta have a new pump to water with. The pump we've got, we bought from, Montana Pump and Supply. We bought 3 motors and 1 pump since 2005. In 2005, we bought a motor and a pump. So the pump is basically 20 years old. In 2013, we bought a motor because we had a motor go out. In 2017, we bought another motor. So it's definitely, it was time that it took a crater, but we've got to have it. They've got it in stock in Des Moines, Iowa. I've been on the phone literally all day trying to find the pump to get this replaced before we burn up. So, you know, basically it's a maintenance item, but I wanted to bring it before the council, and if we wouldn't have this meeting tonight, I would have asked the mayor for a special meeting, because we can't wait 2 weeks, we can't wait 10 days on a pump or we're
Good
gonna
luck on
burn up.
mail.
Yeah.
That's another problem, getting stuff here.
Amen. So anyhow, they told me if we ordered it tomorrow, we could have it, 2 days later, which means tomorrow's Friday, so we're not gonna have it till Tuesday. And that's gonna put a hurt to water again. And that is a single phase motor.
Oh, I thought it was 3-phase. Okay, stand corrected. So, do I have a motion to go ahead and order the new pump?
You said that was gonna be roughly 3,800? Okay.
So where would it come out of what fund?
Probably the water fund for maintenance, just
Okay.
repairs. I would think.
Well, I would think it would come out of our new equipment fund.
Well, since that's not a, well,
Yeah, that's new.
I am a little, since you said that though. The deferrals, do we need to talk to the lawyer about those?
I don't think so, because the attorney told us that that you could use that for whatever you designated it for,
Okay.
so.
That's been a while, was I on the council when we did it? Cause I remember talking about those. Well, Janet should have been here and heard it too, when we were talking about that,
I don't remember.
Janet,
on the deferrals.
But
deferrals, how do those work?
I think you guys need to talk to Jared. He set the whole thing up, it's supposed to be for the good of the entire community. So,
Okay. Okay,
there's also, I think, money in that account that was actually specifically earmarked for different things. So there were some donations, I think, from the railroad or something, and I don't know if that money's been spent or if it's still sitting there or what,
But for right now,
We get
it's
utility,
discussing repairs.
Utility,
that's where I assumed.
what do they call them?
Yeah.
But you talked to Jerry about it before.
Yeah, yeah.
I think.
It's anything getting a pump is for the betterment of the community. I mean, do we want a crap hole out here, or do we want a nice looking town? Do you want your property to go up in value, or do you want it to go down?
Well, it could go down and still look nice.
It looked lovely and still.
Yeah.
Anyway, why don't you guys talk to, Ron, you can talk to Jerry, Thea can be with you when you talk to Jerry, you guys talk to Jerry about it, but we can take the money out of, enterprise right now if we need to be, because we're,
Well, the water account does have $16,000 set aside for maintenance and repairs.
No, if we're going to take it out of, if we're not going to take it out of the community fund, we better take it just out of the general. Because the water pump has nothing to do with utilities.
well, that's true.
Oh, what's the water pump then? I'm sorry. I just assumed
Pumping
because
water
it's
from the
water.
river to irrigate the
Oh.
park.
Okay.
Okay, my mistake. You said water and I just assumed. Okay, yeah, so it'd be from maintenance and utilities to 35,000 that we have set aside for that. Okay, never mind. Ask questions? Never, I would never. Okay. At least until, cause I think the deferral thing, or the community fund thing would be okay, but we definitely should make sure that we do that properly, so we're not in trouble.
Well, maybe somebody needs to get a hold of Jerry and find out exactly how it.
Cause I wasn't around when that was put together.
Oh, I
either,
can't
so.
remember, cause it's been a long time.
So, yep, okay, I'm sorry to backtrack. Anyway, I'm good with the water pump, if we need it, obviously, so, and we have a budget for it, so. Alright.
So is that a motion?
Oh, yes, I make a motion to approve the purchase of the new water pump.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Any public comments?
I just have a question because I didn't know if I understood Thea right. What did she say was in the the enterprise is sewer and water, right?
Yes,
What did you say that amount was?
For the maintenance,
Sewer and water enterprise.
oh,
How much was in that account?
for the water,
I thought you said $4,000.
No,
Oh, no, 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 no.
43,000.
no,
43,000.
Oh, 43.
yes.
Okay, well then there is enough to pay the,
Right, I may have just read, cause it's separated into lines. Goodbye. So you have the total here, and I may have read off,
I thought you said 4,000, because I know in August,
Oh, we're talking, oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
just a minute,
Yes, I'm sorry. continue.
because I was thinking about the annual sewer septic tank payment coming out in like August or September, and I didn't know if there was enough in for it, but there is 43, there is.
Yes, sorry.
Is that still $18,000?
Yes.
Okay, because at 4,000, I was thinking there was something wrong. Okay, 43.
There would be something very.
any other
Thank you.
questions, comments from the public? If not, executive session, do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Yeah, we can take a 5-minute break.
5-minute break, but do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session at 8 o'clock.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Personnel issues. Okay, let's call the meeting back to order. It is, okay, 8:50.
It's like 17 after.
We were in executive session partly. Michelle has resigned her position. And first of all, I need a motion to accept her resignation.
Do you need a motion?
We need
to
a
come
motion to
back?
come
Yeah,
back.
to come back to.
Oh, do I have a motion to come back to the meeting? I'm here, I don't know about you.
I make a motion to reconvene.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Okay, now I need a motion to accept Michelle's resignation.
I make a motion to accept Michelle's resignation.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Now, she said her last day would be the 31st of the month. What I suggested and what we've done in the past, she'll come in one more day and work with Thea and get the passwords and keys and everything. But then we're going to pay her 2 weeks, which would be 9 hours a week, 18 hours at $15 an hour, not 20, and she's done it. So do I have a motion to do that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. The next item that we're going to do is, starting the first meeting in September, we're going to move the meetings, or we're not going to until they vote on it, but we're going to try to move the meetings to the second Friday of every month starting in September. And they would still be at 6:30. Do I have a motion to do that?
I'll go ahead and make that motion to move the meetings to the second Friday of every month at 6:30.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it. It starts in September.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. I think that's all we had.
Thea.
Is gonna be in the office.
Oh, yes. Okay, we're putting Thea in the office until she starts her college classes, which is August 21st. We're gonna give her $15 an hour to get the office straightened around and give us a chance to hire a new clerk. Do I have a motion to do that?
I make a motion to go ahead and put Thea in as a temporary clerk until we can fill that spot at $15 an hour.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Okay. I think that was it then.
No?
No.
It was.
Oh, in there,
Oh,
yeah.
the hours and stuff, are we?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the hours, will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 to 1
And
For
I'm-
the office.
yes.
for the office.
I don't know if that needs a motion, it's just what's
No,
happening.
we're good.
And those will be posted.
Yeah.
So do I have a motion to adjourn?
No, because you've got council comments.
So many things.
Sorry.
That's not on my paper.
Well, it's right here.
Executive session.
Okay, council comments,
May I make some comments?
if you must.
Yes, I must. I still have an issue cleaning up some of the stuff that we haven't done. One is dog tags. And I saw this, it was posted up at 10 Sleep. And it's a reminder about, it says all dogs and cats, but it needs to be posted, or somehow these people need to know that we've gotta get these dogs all taken care of and licensed and shots and whatever. Here's lists of some of them that's been in the past. I don't know if everybody knows who all needs to catch up with this. But I think we need to get a handle on it. The year's gonna be over with, and we'll be starting over. Another thing I saw on Facebook, was about the goats. Somebody around the 4th of July, didn't know if they could go down there. They didn't know if it was private property, and they didn't want to trespass on somebody's property. So somebody got on there and said, no, it is not, private property, and, that they could go down in there, but the gates are shut. And I think there needs to be something done down there for the public. It's a public access, and something needs to be done, worked out with the goats, the gates, so people know.
Why do we have gates?
Because,
So that the goats don't get out on the highway as much as they do.
Why are there goats?
this stems from a while, but it needs to be taken care of the way I look at it. We need to do something, because who's responsible if one of them butts and hurts somebody or runs over somebody?
Or the goats get run over by somebody going down.
That, or they get on somebody's car, or they do something, who's gonna be responsible?
Yeah.
It's something we need to look into. I mean, I'm not asking now, but I'm just bringing up some stuff we haven't taken care of. Another thing that I kinda have is, and when Thea first started on the council, I'm picking on Thea, she said something about wanting to get the town cleaned up. We need to start doing some of this too, and I don't know, what's your, to solve this, I'm, wondering what you have in mind that we could do. There's trees that need to be trimmed in some of these alleys going down behind the post office. I wanna go down and trim them so I can get in there. But there's places that we need to get a handle on, and I'm just bringing this up to see what we can do.
And I agree. I think what happened is, we did discuss it, but then the audit came out.
Yes,
And,
I agree,
everything caught on fire.
right.
But I agree, especially after that windstorm, good night. We got limbs down everywhere. I think when we talked about the cleanup, it was mentioned about getting dumpsters once a year rather than, twice a year, and potentially doing it closer to fall, which we are putting it on. I don't know if we wanna readdress that maybe next meeting, or
But there's some that can't even go in a dumpster, I'm sorry,
That's-
it needs to
well,
be
yes.
cleaned, and I'm not picking on anybody, but there is some that needs to be cleaned up, and
So are you speaking of like yards that are just unsightly?
that, plus there's a lot of junk.
Okay,
And I
So-
do think where the fire happened, that's a bad hazard over there.
yes.
And I'm not,
So,
anyway,
sorry, the ordinances do speak on, the tidiness and cleanliness of the town, including private property, what's expected. And I didn't address this to the, council at the time, because we were already dealing with a bunch of stuff, but I do have an idea for a plan
okay,
on how to, enforce our ordinances without doing it 0 to 60. Because I know that was a big concern with everybody being like, not doing anything with the ordinances, and then suddenly doing everything, and now you're in trouble because you weren't following an ordinance you probably didn't know existed. My thought would be to start to send out for maintenance, the sprayer, whoever drives around, to make notes of people who are in violation. And then we send them letters through the mail stating, starting August 1st, whatever, the town will be enforcing this ordinance, and we put the ordinance that specific in there. Your property has been identified as one that is not in compliance. You have 30, 60 days, give them some time to make progress, make arrangements, or clean your yard. After that 60 days, we send them a warning, you have 30 days to clean it or get in contact with the town. If you are unable to, maybe we can help get a team of volunteers to help. And then after that 30 days, we start issuing citations, which we would then need to, before then, we determine how much those violations would be. And then we start issuing citations, and then after a time, it does become, a court thing. If they do not rectify it, then it does have to go to the judge.
and I don't mind helping somebody if they'll help themselves.
Right, exactly.
But when they won't help themselves, I just kind of have a problem with that. I mean, there's people willing to help.
Exactly, and I agree. I really think it has to be a process where we have to give them time to get it done, because they haven't had to. Yeah, so that would be my suggestion for a plan of action. Maybe we could put it on the agenda at some point and really dig into it, so everybody has it.
And another thing, I want to thank our policemen. The dogs have kind of started shutting up. And I have not seen as many running around, so they're doing a good job helping with those. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other comments?
Yeah, can we adjourn now?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I guess we're staying.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.